Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta. I missed the tab bar. There we go.
Is this live? What are we doing right now?
First
we're watching
opening
baseball.
a beer.
Well, we're not watching baseball, but
True.
I think this page will
Just
update.
updated. Yeah.
Well, I'm manually updating it right now. All right. Hopefully that stays updated. We'll see.
You gonna
Got
agree to
the
the cookies? No.
the Georgia State Sun Belt tournament game going, the play-in game against the Trash Down South, up 6-0, top of the, was that 6 that says? I should probably get better
look,
eyes.
unless that was 20-0, I'm concerned still.
Even then.
College baseball is so weird.
Well, that and just being a fan of Atlanta teams, the bigger you're up, it just makes the bigger you're gonna fail. Like it
Maybe.
just
Look, you get that shit out of here.
The bigger you're up, the harder the fall. I don't know.
I can't deal
I
with that
figured we
right
could
now.
watch. I wanted to keep an eye on this, but I also wanted to do the podcast without having to be delayed. So I figure we could keep it up here. But yeah, so the guys.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. I actually, whenever we have games going on at the same time, we should do like a game cast. This is a great idea, David. I think it was your fault. Is this your fault?
Yeah, it is my fault.
Or is this? All right, yeah. This is good. You did a good thing.
This is breaking news
Yeah,
content on State of Atlanta.
I don't think we're breaking any kind of like redistribution laws or broadcast laws because it's not the game. It's just the live scoring update, right? And it is updating.
It's just their
Fantastic.
website, right?
That's
It's
awesome.
just Sunbelt's website. It's all right. This is publicly
which,
accessible
of course-
information. We're all good.
Somebody posted the wrong link. Apparently, this is the admin link or the school link to it. Because when I clicked onto it from the Georgia State website to watch the live stats, it pops up a thing. It says, "This is the school website. If you want to see the public link, click here." I'm like, "All right, I have not seen anything I could do differently. I can't give us any runs
change
or
the score.
anything.
Damn.
You can't give us
I
runs?
haven't seen.
God.
I haven't
What
seen the
good is
ability to do
this?
that." But yeah, so baseball had the chance to finish in the top 6, but pissed away and beat Old Dominion on Thursday and Friday, but lost on Saturday. I think we needed help anyways, and I don't even know if that help came through or not. But either way, here we are in the Sun Belt tournament, which looked like a long shot there for a long time, and now we're playing the Trash Down South for the
Which is
4th
crazy
time
'cause
in 8 games.
The guys can hit, right? I mean, like they have no problem scoring runs. It's insane how much they have no problem scoring runs. They just can't stop other teams from scoring runs as well.
Once you get
Which
away
was
from
the-
our starting pitcher, right? Once we're in the bullpen,
Which-
you never know.
which we've got Ryerson playing tonight, and which is like hardball fan on Panther Talk, like who's like the most knowledgeable person about Georgia State baseball, was talking about like the questions were, do you play your best pitcher in this play-in game, or do you like hold him off in case so you could beat the crappy team and then get in, you have a better shot about winning a game. I'm like, I don't really
Best
care.
pitcher.
Like, if we win this game, now we're in double elimination. So if we can't put it together tomorrow, so be it. We get another shot to play again.
That's the thing. You do what you got to do to win this game because it matters right now. And the next game you can rotate him in once he's cooled off a little bit because you got a series coming up, right? So
Right.
I mean that's how you handle that.
Not a series. It's still one and done
2
games. And
One and done? Oh God.
They're all single elimination. You can get 2 losses before you're out.
Oh.
right. So it's double
Except for
elimination.
this round.
I
Yes.
see. All right. No, so it's not a series, but
this is sudden death.
you can lose one.
Once you get past
Right.
today.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the 6. We held them again, so it's 6-0.
So
All
let
right,
me
guys.
just
This is
keep
good.
asking questions about this because I don't know. You can lose 1 per round.
No.
Just
No,
one
total.
period.
2
You can
total.
only lose
All right,
one
he-
in the whole thing.
There's 2
2
playing
total
games.
after tonight. That's it.
There's
all I
2
gotta know.
playing games. There's 7 versus 10. There's 8 versus 9. We're 8. Trash Down South is 9. This is our playing game.
Yep.
The 2 teams that win today, I don't even know who played in the other game today. Them
cares?
and hopefully us will now enter a double elimination bracket. So if we were to lose the very next game, we enter the losers bracket, and we would have a chance to play for the championship should we win out in the losers bracket, if I understand things correctly.
And have to
Right,
win
Tim?
twice potentially
That's confusing.
in that championship game.
Yeah,
If you
I
want
like
to
it
know who
better.
lost
If you're not-
today, you know,
If you're not going to have series, then might as well have a double elimination. Baseball is a game about, actually that's one of the things I want to talk to you about, Ryan, was they announced the all Sunbelt team, and and you are always like, if you're not first team, then you're not on the all Sunbelt. You're not all conference.
You're no team.
Right.
I might extend that to 2, but most I think you're right. Like, yes, I think I'm right. I should say. You're
Right,
telling me
so,
my
but we got-
opinion, so.
So that's been your typical thing, is if you're not on the first team, then you're not really all conference. Well, in this case, I think that baseball's a different beast because starting pitchers, you only have one pitcher, and it's a game of series. We got Watson, starting pitcher, who is a second team, but he's a pitcher, so it's like a starter.
Well, how many pitchers
Right.
are on the first team?
One, I think.
Okay.
One starting.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. They might have
well,
they might have 2. I don't know.
There's bullpen, right? But I'm talking about starting pitching.
Yeah, no, I'll take that.
think
I'll
I-
take that in a heartbeat.
I think
Yeah, second team
I think
starting pitcher. Yes, please.
Also, I think I referred to our pitcher earlier as Ryerson, but Ryerson is not our pitcher. He's batter. He's a designated hitter. But either way, Watson. What? No, Ryerson is. I don't know.
That's all you
All
care
right,
about.
I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know this kind of stuff. Somebody, please. Somebody in the comments get me right on this, because I think I'm looking at my notes and I'm thinking my notes are wrong. So
It's all right.
anyhow.
It happens. I mean, it's a shame that we only have the one good pitcher, though.
And it really is the one good pitcher. and you would think if we had one good pitcher, I would know what his name is, but that vodka is hitting pretty good right now.
That's all right. I mean, I don't know either.
Do we really have one good pitcher? That's it? No.
I mean, seriously, they hit that is our
No, it's
problem,
Ryan.
right? Like
No,
we are
it's
in
Ryan.
the top 10 of runs in college football, college baseball. But we still are number 8 in the Sun Belt. That's because everybody else scores runs on us too. And that's a pitcher's problem.
We do have a pitcher.
Yeah, I'm trying to look this up now because I'm getting annoyed with myself because I thought I knew something and I don't know what it is.
So
I don't like putting
so-
things on one player. You guys know that. I'm like team sports, blah blah blah. But like baseball is like the pitcher has a lot to do with defense. just a lot, I mean, like the guys in the outfield are going to do the job. I mean, it's pretty easy. You pop it up, you're gonna catch it pretty much, and like
Yeah, so it's
shortstop
Watson.
is going to take some effort, right? That's a good skill position, and so maybe you could consider that in there. And second base, I think, is also like considered one of these skill positions.
We did have Cameron Jones, who was first team utility player for the 3rd straight year. He's the first Georgia State player to get 3 years in a row as first team conference player. So we do got. Wow, man, we do have that going for us. And then Ryerson was second team as well as Watson. Ryan Watson is the pitcher who is 6-1 overall in the season, undefeated in conference play, and is on the mound right now. Man,
we should trot
I
him
should
out
do
there
more
every
research.
game. Just say, hey,
They're
we
on
need
the
you
mound.
every game. Georgia Southern's mounting.
wait, what have it?
What are we doing?
I don't.
So some people
looking at
listen to this and
you're
are
looking at
not
stats.
viewing the pictures. So,
So in the other half of
Oh,
our bracket today, we had Old Dominion and the Purple People, and the Purple People won.
I hate the purple people.
They were supposed to win, so they did what they were supposed to do. It's
So,
fine.
so they were 7. James
Mhm,
Madison
yeah.
was 7, and ODU was 10. Yeah, that sounds right from what I recall from everything. So yeah. All right. Well, so Tim, you sent an article over a webpage over that I had not seen before from some site called Stadium Journey, where they were ranking college baseball parks, and I was really surprised by how not bad of reviews Panthersville got. Like it was out of 5. There were no 5s on that list out of all their categories. but then we had some 4s, we had some 3s. It wasn't the worst place in the world. I was really surprised. And actually, one of our 4s was return on investment. They said that out of college baseball, out of things you could do in Atlanta, no price of admission, no parking costs, cheap concessions, which I don't think they've ever sold concessions at the games I've been to, and it was a good time. So I was really surprised by that. Really surprised by that. How'd you find that?
I just came up on my Twitter feed at some point, and I clicked on it, and I was like, "All right, well, I love the love. You could have just given us ones, and I probably would say, yeah, it's fine." I mean,
Yeah.
the way that some of the teams we play like look at our stadium and talk about it, 1 and 2 rankings instead of
Yeah, it's not a pretty
3s and
place, but
4s.
I remember it being. I've only been to one game there, and I was like, "Oh man, this is kind of crappy." But I watched a game recently on ESPN Plus, whatever. I don't know where I watched it, but I saw clips of our stadium, and I was like, are we in a new stadium? I don't know. Did they do work to it?
I'm sure they've done work to it. Yeah.
There's been some stuff put into it. I don't know.
And I remember.
I don't know.
I was like, "What? Where are we playing away right now?" And we weren't. And it was neat.
They commented in the article.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying they commented in the article about the atmosphere, saying that the area where they left open without bleachers that we don't need anyway was kind of like a throwback with tailgate chairs and trees that are all around the field. So,
oh, cool.
I guess they're giving us some love where it's needed.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know when you last went to a game, or that one game you went to, Ryan. But yeah, there have been some improvements they put in there in the past few years. Not a lot, lights and things like that. But yeah, I mean,
lights that work.
Mostly
sometimes.
Come on.
It's horrible, but I do think it actually looks a lot better on TV than what it does in person. When you're in person, you really realize how tiny it is and everything. But when you're watching on TV, you still got a view. It seems like a college ballpark. You just
that's where I'm at. I think is probably they didn't do a whole lot to it, but on TV it just looked decent, which is cool, man. It's really good that they handle that. One of the things we complain about with football, right, is that the camera is on our like least developed area. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, okay, cool. Baseball figured it out. They're going to put the camera on the best developed area.
Well, that's the difference in baseball and football. Football, you got to show what your camera's going to have 40 or 50 yards of play, and you're going to see 10 or 12 rows of fans in the background. Whereas baseball, you're going to focus in on one guy, and you're going to see the 3 people sitting behind him, the 3 rows behind him, and then everything else is just field of play. You don't really see this unless you want to, unless the camera guys want to. But like you can. It's really easy to focus in on just what's happening.
To just not even worry about the fans. Just whatever. We're doing baseball.
I did notice though.
We're doing baseball.
Doing baseball. I did notice when you watch games on like ESPN Plus, the outfield wall looks really good, but then when you look at it in still photos, it's very pieced together. It's the best way to put it. I don't know if you noticed that in the article.
They made a comment about
on TV. Yeah.
And they made a comment about how like it's not an even like round wall, like there's different foot zones or feet zones for everything. And yeah, I bet Panthersville would look even better if like the HD TV, like when they're like putting in a new bathroom counter, HD TV, when like remember when they first started switching to HDTV, like with the news broadcasters or whatever, they used to have like cardboard backdrops and stuff, and the quality got so good you could see like the peeling paper in the background. Like, oh, we got to actually make this better now. Like Panthersville would have looked like a top-notch ballpark before we had HD cameras. Like if we could go back to the old CRT TVs and the analog broadcast, it looked like a Turner Field back in the day. Probably.
It was also interesting. They said that the capacity is 1,092. It can't be mean stands.
You could put so many people in there. Like that, Panthersville could hold so many people just because there's no ticketing and you could just stand anywhere. There's an entire bus lot behind the whole place. Everyone could just stand out there and I guess you couldn't watch the game, but you could hear the game.
10,000 fans could fit at Panthersville if you wanted it to happen.
We need tree houses. That's what we should get. We should get some tree houses out there.
Oh, yeah.
All those trees back there, and make those and make them suites. Have tree houses that are suites out there in Panthersville. You just sit up there, and they can watch the game. Bring your own cooler of beer, and catch a home run.
Catch a home run.
Or
Catch a lot of home
out,
runs.
build a baseball stadium in town.
Oh,
that are
also
now,
an option. Yeah, right.
Our very expensive, we found out, baseball stadium to build in town. Yes, I'm on board. Let's do it.
Do it.
Tree houses don't cost that much.
We don't need tree houses. We need an in-town stadium.
All right, Emperor Palpatine. Do it.
We need Hank Aaron's wall is what we need.
Yes.
That's it. That's what we need.
And hit home runs all
the
over
asphalt.
We should just hit home runs over it all the time. Like that's what they should practice, hitting home runs over the Hank Aaron wall.
I don't remember the home run that Hank hit, that particular one to get him to the 715, but was there a player like going up against the wall? Like, was there someone trying to catch it? Because we need to have like a silhouette of that guy not catching the ball on the wall instead of just being the green wall they have. Like, have the player, even if he's just standing there watching it go over, just have the guy with his hands on his hips, like, I can't catch that ball. That'd be awesome.
No idea.
That would be cool.
Is this a Gamecast thing like not updating? I feel like nothing's happening. Oh, are there 3 outs?
No, we're bases loaded, right?
Bases loaded, 1 out.
No, 1 out.
We have bases loaded.
Yeah, we're the home team, so it's a bases loaded. So they're probably going through a pitching change right now, is what I'm guessing.
All right, where is our outs? How many outs are there?
That little black dot under the 3 diamonds next to the word that says outs.
Yeah, so that's 1 out.
Yes,
we have 1 out. So if we get a pop out, we can get 1, maybe 2 runs could come in right now.
I was about to say, yeah, we're about to do something.
If Georgia State Atlanta's this game and loses, and people listen to the podcast tomorrow,
they can't Atlanta. They're in Panthersville.
Out there.
They're in Panthersville.
No,
this is the one thing we got going for us, that we're not in Atlanta.
No, we're not in Panthersville. Montgomery? No, where the hell are we? Gulf Shores?
Gulf Shores,
where's
Montgomery? Somewhere.
Cool. Hey, regardless, the point still stands.
My point is if we do end up losing this game, anybody listening to the podcast when it releases tomorrow are going to be like, I'm not listening to this podcast. I know we lose this game. I don't want to be part of this at all. So
that's probably true.
2 outs. There you go, Ryan. It updated 2 outs. So
D. Pearson struck out swing. There you go.
All right. I don't really have anything else about baseball, but should we lose this game, and we're not going to, I think we beat Trash Down South easily.
You shut your mouth.
We're gonna have nothing. We will have nothing to talk about. No, we'll have no games to talk about next week. But if we do win, we got well, I guess we actually have to win the whole tournament. We got to figure out some off-season content, guys. That's what I'm talking about. We need some off-season content.
Yeah, well, so apparently Tim has like everything. He's got like all the information we should talk about. Holy shit! Like, it was crazy. You were like, hey, what should we talk about? And Tim just like started going, oh, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? It was like 10 links to Georgia State related stuff, and some of the stuff we're not going to talk about. Some of the stuff I think we should talk about, but
could talk about later.
So I messaged the guys tonight, and I was like, hey guys, I'm really struggling about. I'm struggling for some content tonight. I've got this and that, whatever. And then Tim just goes on this like text tirade of like 6 or 7 different links. Maybe this, not this. Maybe this, not this. Definitely this, whatever. And I'm like, have you been sitting on content for the past 3 years and making me scramble for it every Tuesday to try to find something? Yeah.
You always got it.
Screw you, like,
Tim. Until you ask, you're not getting it. Nah, just kidding. Sometimes I'll send stuff, but most of the time I'm like, you already know A, B, C, D, F, G. There's no point.
You brought in a lot of stuff that I was unaware of. So, which one of those things was the the stadium journey about Panthersville. That was cool. I had not seen that. That was awesome. Another one. All right, top of 7th. We blew bases loaded. That sucks. All right. We are 100 days today from football. And that was my topic. That was the topic that I had. I was like, we're 100 days away from football. I got no other content to go with it. And then Tim provides some website, College Football Network predictions. They went through game by game, and they gave us the best prediction anybody has had about Georgia State football in 2023. 7-5. 7-5 is their prediction.
Everyone a beer. Everyone's getting a beer if we hit 7-5.
I do have some complaints about their predictions, but I'll take 7-5 based off of what we've been thinking about going into the season. And first and foremost is the very first game. They have us beating Rhode Island 41-8. 8.
Yo.
How the hell is Rhode Island getting 8? Are they getting 4 safeties? Like, how the hell are you getting 8 points?
I would say a touchdown
field goals
without an extra point and a safety.
There you go.
But that's rough. That's
No.
crazy. 8 is crazy. Is that not?
No.
I mean, I guess you'd normally just go 7.5, right? If you were gonna say like more than one touchdown.
But it's Georgia State. We win our first game of the season 41-7. 41-7. They're right there at it. They're right there at 41-7.
Yeah,
Why can't they have
they just don't
41-7? Are they really thinking that we're going to give the one touchdown we give up in the game, we let them do a two-point conversion? Like, I mean, like, I guess it's possible, but if they can do a 2-point conversion, they're probably going to score more than 8 points on us. 41-7. That would have been, if they would have had 41-7, I would have gone to Vegas and I would put money on all of these scores. Like, yep, they knew what they're talking about. 41-7. But they made a comment about Rhode Island losing a bunch of talent to the transfer portal. Surprisingly, not to us.
Yeah, why didn't we pick some of them up? We'd know their defense and their offense before we even played them.
I need guys that are actually bigger than the state of Rhode Island. Like we need bigger guys, and like if a guy can fit in the state,
exist. What are you talking about?
If a guy can fit in the state of Rhode Island, then he's too small for us.
Yeah, no, that's nobody though. Like I don't fit in Rhode Island. You don't fit in Rhode Island. Tim doesn't fit in Rhode Island. Rhode Island is tiny.
That's my point.
I know nobody fits there though. So you just said everybody's okay.
You're taking my point. You're taking my dumb joke and you're going like to like the next extreme of the whole joke.
I'm making it a dumber joke. Yes.
Yeah, you really did. You really did.
Look, calm down.
It was
David.
so dumb. It was so dumb. I didn't even realize what it was. All right.
I know.
So Rhode Island, we win 41-8. UConn, which is a game I talked about on our Patreon chat as being a loss. I think it's going to be a loss, and they have us as a 31-19 victory against UConn.
Against who?
UConn.
The Huskies.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
They'll struggle to hold Ryan, us under 30. Struggle.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, exactly. That's the one note I put from the comments was they're going to struggle to hold us under 30 points. I mean, we're talking about Big 10, Big 10, Big 12. Which one are they? Which one's courting them? Big 10?
I think
Big 12.
UConn is independent, aren't they?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. There's one of those big conferences are trying to court them. Is it big?
No, nobody's courting UConn. Courting, that's not happening.
We talked. Well, go listen to last week's episode. We'll talk about. You can hear us talk about that happening.
Nah, I'm not interested in what we have to say about it.
All right. And then we talked about how important it was to go 3-0 to start the football season. Charlotte at home. At home. At Charlotte. 27-24 victory. 3-0. This website, College Football Network, has got us going 3-0, beating Charlotte 27-24, saying that the new head coach at Charlotte will be trying to find their footing and will just not be able to pull it off. They talked about the game last season where it was a shootout and Charlotte getting that last second score to beat us. And I'm like, all right, well, we said we had to go 3-0. This site says that we're going 3-0 to start the season.
3-0. Yeah. I liked what they said for the next game. Duel of the two best dual threat quarterbacks in the
joy
nation.
of watching.
We're not a dual threat quarterback situation, and I'm on the
Ryan.
I am on the Granger bandwagon. I'm here. I think Granger is going to have his year.
This is published content. This is like the third or fourth like article that says he's great. So just get on board.
No, I said Granger's going to have his year. I'm on board with that, but he's not dual threat. He's going to run a bunch, and he's going to score a bunch of points on his feet.
We're a 1.5 threat quarterback. Like, you know, he can throw the ball. We will make him throw the ball, but like, we're a 1.5 threat. It's like how I say that I need an extra T-shirt size. Like, I think I'm a little bit too big for a large, but I'm a little bit too small for an extra large. I need a large and a half. Granger is a threat and a half. He's a threat on his feet, and he's kind of a threat with his arm. And you know, he can kind of a little bit. You know, if like he gets the right read,
mid-range,
if a guy falls down,
long range, he's overthrowing it.
Maybe if he had some receivers to throw to. I don't know.
Oh, maybe like a
Sam Pinckney.
Yeah,
like a Sam Pinckney, like all the guys that have left the program.
Yeah.
I almost said somebody else's name. Like I was like scrambling for wide receivers' names, and I came up with a name. Like, wait a minute, that guy plays defense. That's a wrong guy. Don't say that. Don't say that.
It's fine too.
Well, yeah, they have us losing a Coastal by 8, 22-30. Losing to Troy by 10, which actually is in a 10-20 game. You know, I guess Troy is obviously going to be favored to win the West this season. Losing by 10 to them at home, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. But then they have us beating Marshall. I like that. I like beating Marshall. That sounds like fun. Beating Marshall at home by a field goal.
Did you look at I don't know if you saw the other article. They had an article with all the Sun Belt standings.
Mm-hmm. I did not see that.
Everyone in the East is at 6 or above, except for Old Dominion.
Oh, God, I was hoping you were going to say Trash on South.
No, unfortunately, they have them at 9 and 3. But I'm still
9 and 3. They have Trash on South losing to us. I guess because
losses versus Wisconsin, JMU, and Georgia State.
All right. Well, as long as they're losing the purple team and their P5 and us, I mean, as long as they're losing to us, that's what matters. They also have us beating Lafayette for the first time ever. Ryan just dipped out. He's gone.
Predictions. This is going to come true. Oh, where'd he go?
Beating Lafayette. I don't know. Maybe he fell down. Maybe he has a life alert. Should we call the cops?
No. He actually wrote us why he ran away.
Oh, do you need more beer, or is he gonna pee? You have to pee. There we go. So beating Lafayette, beating Marshall, and beating Lafayette in back-to-back weeks. So at that point, we'd be what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We'd be 5 and 2. 5 and 2.
I would take
5 and 2 with wins over Marshall and Lafayette. Absolutely. Then the very next week, beating Trash on South. So now we're 6 and 2, right?
Yeah.
This sounds like a great bowl eligible at what would be week. They listed it as week 9, but technically it's week 10 because there's a bye already that happens in there. Yeah, they have us beating TDS by 1 point, 21-20.
That's fine. I mean, the games have gotten a little close lately in the last couple of years, but we're still riding that 3-game winning streak.
We need to have a big blowout win against Trash Down South because whenever we talk to that fan base about that our record and right now having a 3-win streak, excuse me,
it's all about
they say they have the overall point win, and because of that first game where they just 60 to 20 something or whatever it was. So we need to
blow them out.
Put up some points. We need to put up some points just to kind of equal out that point spread a little bit better. You okay, Ryan? You good, buddy? Oh, you took a little breather. I was making sure you're all right, man.
I had to pee so bad. I got home. I got home at like 8 o'clock or something, and I had 4 beers between now and then.
Then and now. All right, gotcha.
Whatever. Who cares? And I just had to pee. I just had to pee real bad, so I stepped away.
Excellent. So now we are at
also tweets to me. I mean, she tweets. She texts me things that are inappropriate, and it makes me react.
So did you go to the bathroom to pee, or did you go to a different? Right. Anyhow, so as of right now, Ryan, we are in week 10 of the season according to College Football Network, and we are 7-2. 7-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-2. We're 6-2. 6-2 with wins over Marshall, Lafayette, Trash down south to end that week. That sounds pretty good. And then we go on a losing streak and we lose to JMU, Appy, and of course to I don't know, what do you want to call it? LSU,
the Tigers.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something funny to call them. I couldn't come up with anything. LSU. All right, middle of the 7th, 06.
What is
Georgia
middle?
State still winning.
We're switching over. Why would you even put that? You just put bottom, wouldn't you? I've never heard middle.
That's what it says on the website. It says mid.
I agree. I know, but that's not what we do in baseball, right? I've never heard that. Right? You switch from the top to the bottom.
Have you ever heard of the 7th?
Hey-o.
Have you ever heard of this? Have you heard of the 7th inning stretch? This is literally we're in the middle of the. We're at the 7th inning stretch.
So we're singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" right now.
Exactly.
Yes.
We have one of the carries, one of the many carries are actually out there wherever the hell this game is being played right now.
They stopped selling alcohol too.
Slobbering over. Oh yeah. Well, not at Panthersville, but hey, well, Tim, if you and I were at Panthersville, we'd be still serving alcohol, wouldn't we?
We would be absolutely serving alcohol every inning and half inning.
And then football finishing it off by beating Old Dominion 24-21.
It's a little weird that that's such a tight contest considering they are throwing them a 2-10 record.
Right.
But I guess, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, we're already bowl eligible at that point. Maybe they think that we just don't, put our heart into it, which is stupid. But I don't know. I think it's funny that the best margin of victory they have for us is against UConn. We beat them by more points than we beat anybody.
Ever
in the history of football.
Yes, they
in
made
the
that
history of
ranking.
Georgia State football, you prick.
No, man, I meant this season, you prick.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's probably right. I mean, that should be right? Like, and so that's the problem with Georgia State football is should be does not equal what ends up happening. We're going to lose to them more than any other team in the season or something crazy because that's what we do. But like, I still say that in jest. I do still think we're going to win that game. But I mean, putting the score at that is not. I'm gonna put money on the under on that. On
the 31-19.
Yeah, I mean that's not gonna happen.
I mean, could you back? All right, so we're
wait. Is that what you
week
said
2,
for
so
UConn? 31-19.
31-19 win.
Like
31-19.
47-8 or something.
So on August 31st, that Thursday, we play Rhode Island. We beat them 41-8 somehow. Weird. We wait.
We're not gonna
do that.
We wait our 9 days for our next home game. We'll play UConn. So we're 1-0. We're feeling good, and then we put up a 31-19 victory over UConn. Like we're gonna be like dancing on Georgia Avenue after that game. We're gonna think like we're going 12-0. We love this. This is awesome. Like it's gonna be. I know what drunk me's like. That's what drunk me's going to be like.
Going to win the Sun Belt, right?
Yeah. So who do they have winning the East? You said Coastal.
Coastal Carolina. No, Coastal Carolina winning the East. West, they got South Alabama at 11-1. The West they have is
Alabama.
Yeah, they had the West as a complete train wreck with only South Alabama and Troy with more than
the West
wins.
Is a complete
more than 5.
The West is a complete train wreck. Ever since Bob Marlin, what that Bob Marlin was his face, stupid guy at Lafayette left. Like Lafayette's no longer a contender. Troy gets to take the reins, and like nobody else over there competes. Arkansas State, which like used to like be halfway good at football, just like forgot how to play it.
Yeah.
This conference.
Monroe with
So
one
here's the
win.
problem with our level of football, though, is that Arkansas State got lucky that they even lasted as long as they did. Because if your coach isn't getting hired away, he's not very good. And so the thing is Arkansas State had like 2 or 3 coaches in a row who were good enough to get hired away. But like you can only fill that space so many times with somebody who's going to get hired away. They did a really good job. It's a real problem at our level that like
Yeah.
What does
Appy
it say
State
about our
enters the
coach?
chat. Didn't Appy State have a first year coach 3 years in a row, and they were still
Pretty much.
dominating every single year? Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you still have the recruits from the fourth coach and the first coach. So
You're still, yeah, everyone's riding the coattails of the coach that was 3 years ago. I mean,
but
I feel like
our coach is an App State like part of the
Tree.
whatever the tree. Yeah,
Alum.
there you go. Thank
Alum.
you, coaching tree.
Yeah.
And honestly, that coaching tree I think can really do well in G5, and probably 1 or 2 of them will bump up. I mean, it's a good coaching tree. I'm happy to be part of it. I think it's cool that we're in there. They had good coaches.
Oh yeah. One of our baseball players is from Conway, South Carolina. Who
Well,
was
F
it? Oh
that.
yeah, Max Ryerson.
Conway's not a
17.
place. It's Myrtle Beach. It's called Myrtle Beach, David.
When I went to, yeah, according to them, it is. When I was in Myrtle Beach and I went golfing, I saw signs to Conway on the interstate and was like, "Go that way forever." And you're in that shithole. After I finish this random Corona beer, all I've got left is boozy waters. So
Are you still working on beer from last year?
it's not beer from last year, but I'm definitely working on scraps right now. Actually, the boozy waters I have are what I bought for Mother's Day because I was like, moms like boozy waters, right?
You gotta class it up a little bit. You can't just drink straight up beer, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna get mimosas. We had a good time. So I think we're gonna probably finish this episode before this game ends. I really thought that
No.
I know. We should. So we leave it up for last call, though, right?
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. We'll keep it up for last call.
Absolutely.
For last call. The only other topic I have, I think the only other topic I have, is something that came out today. Sunbelt has announced that they're going to be sponsoring a swim and dive, swimming and diving as a athletic sport in the conference. There's a few schools in there that already have it. We do not have it. We were
No, we
supposed to
had
add
it,
I
but
think-
they filled it in. They filled in that we had diving.
It's really
they-
filled in.
That was Levick handled that. She
No,
cleared that out.
No, did we actually have swimming and diving as college sports? Because
I
you're
can't
right.
answer that, but I remember
You are
that
r-
being
you are-
the thing.
You are right in
had a
remembering
pool.
that after the shot, we filled in the pool to create a basketball
pool.
practice.
The
arena.
pool. Nice.
Oh, it's not like we have
No,
like
it's
several
good,
pools
David.
on
David,
campus.
don't be offended. It was funny. Calm down. Calm down, David.
No, I'm saying it's not like we have a lot of pools on campus. So we filled in the pool, which is
pool.
where the basketball practice.
Student center.
And I don't. So like now,
Nobody was
we
making
have
fun
to
of you.
like. I didn't think anybody was making fun of me.
Just calm down, David. Don't be so sensitive.
Don't
Stop. Sorry. Yeah. No. So I would like to see us add swim and dive, add another women's sport. I guess you could do a men's swim and dive as well. But there are some schools that already have it. Apparently, they need 2 more affiliate members to get it going. But I would like to see swimming and diving. If we didn't have to jackhammer a bunch of cement out of a pool, we would be like an easy add. Do you think that Charlie Cobb would actually put effort into adding a sport?
No. Unless he has to. Then yes. I don't know. What do you think,
Would-
Brian? You think he's going
would
to add
you-
a sport?
What?
Ryan, we're in the middle of a podcast talking about Georgia State
Sorry.
athletics. Do you know where you are right now? Who's the president?
How many fingers am I holding up?
What
no, I
year
don't
is
know.
it?
What'd you
It's gotta be
say?
multiple choice. The man's holding up
do you-
fingers or he's not. True
I
or
said
false?
what, and he just needs to tell me what he what he freaking said. I said
Do
it.
you think Charlie Cobb would add a sport or only add it if forced to?
I don't think Charlie Cobb knows how to do
You
that.
stop there.
Oh, there we go. I like it. Hot take.
He listens, doesn't he?
Gosh, Ryan, you're
No,
terrible.
there's no-
but I mean,
No,
like
no,
really,
no,
I think Charlie Cobb would be a very good AD at a established program, like a big P5 program. I think he would do really well at one of those programs. I don't think he knows how to build something that isn't there at this point. And that's not a knock on him. I think he can keep the train running when
Maintain,
when it
right?
needs to run. And seriously, I hope that he makes it, because I think he's going to be really good somewhere. But what we need is not the skills that he has.
I agree. I understand what you're talking about, because I feel like I would be a very, very good CTO at a company, but I'm a very, very bad person at my job now. I just don't put in the effort to get me
Right.
to that next level.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just kind of we're in like a maintenance mode, right? Like
I think he's smart and he knows what he's doing, but he knows how to run a program that's already like greased and like is running.
Mhm.
And that's a valuable skill in and of itself. But like that's not where we're at. We're at you got to build the thing, and I don't
Yeah, I need
necessarily think he's building the thing.
I need a wolf on
he's
Wall Street,
maintaining
a
the
wolf.
thing.
I need a wolf on Peachtree kind of guy. A guy that's going to come in there and can wheel and deal and like convince people to like empty their pockets and give us money. Because
Yeah.
once we get some money, manage that properly, we can turn into a good. Look at what UCF did. Look at some of these other
Mhm.
programs. We could turn it into a legit athletics program. I think that we've done a lot of our coaches have done so much with so little. So
That's
much
the
with
more
so little.
impressive part, right? I mean, how well baseball's done, beach volleyball,
Baseball done with.
volleyball.
I mean, like Coach Frady
women's
got fired,
basketball.
or Coach Frady got like not renewed for not taking us to the next level. Where I don't know what the next level was for baseball. Stromdahl has gotten us, marginally better. Although we are,
He's just got to get a pitcher or two. He'll be fine.
well,
I'm
it's
very
hard.
confident
It's
in this
hard.
baseball team.
It's hard to get a pitcher when you are playing in a batter's park. Like, it's home run central in Panthersville. Not a lot of pitchers want to go to a park that's known for how well it is at home runs in. So I get it.
Just move the freaking outfield out. How about that?
You got to cut down trees.
Plant a
You know how
tree.
hard it is to cut down
Plant a
trees.
tree in the outfield.
Yeah.
You know how hard it. You know how hard it is to cut a tree down in Atlanta. They're not going to cut trees down to make a room for.
No, absolutely not. Don't plant a tree.
We
Take a tree
absolutely-
from somewhere else that is very large and put it there.
Somehow we figured out, along with highway maintenance, how to remove trees. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I feel like we're on the up and up. I feel really good about baseball, and I know like our ranking doesn't necessarily is not great, but I think that we had a really good season, and it showed a lot of. I mean, it was like rough around the edges, but like really, there's like power there. I mean, it feels really good. Baseball feels like it's in a good place.
Yeah, I think that obviously, like you said earlier today, Ryan, the batting is there, like the hitting, the offense. It's fantastic. It's great, and if we could just get, I mean, this is very much like Braves baseball. Whenever we have batters, we don't have pitching, but when we have pitching, we don't have batters. We haven't found the pitching yet. Outside
The 90s
outside
had a
of
problem with what you're saying, but that's fine.
who has problems. So
Oh
what's that?
no!
I mean, the
crap.
90s, we had
Oh,
so the Braves had
no.
some of the best pitchers in
Oh, no.
in baseball, and we also had some really phenomenal hitters. So what do you want?
Yeah, back in the '90s, that's why we only won one World Series, was because
But we were
we'd have
in like 8 of them.
No,
we would have pitchers that would give up like no hits, no anything, and then you get into your bullpen and we would lose a game 1-0 because we didn't have any. I remember watching a game where we lost. We lost 1-0, maybe 2-1, something like that, whatever. Tom Glavine was the pitcher, and he like had a phenomenal game on the mound. And because the National League was actually a legitimate baseball program back then, he had to bat as well. He hit a home run or an RBI or something like that. And so they came to the press comes to him after the game, and they're like, what went wrong tonight? And he looked up. He had to be the most frustrated athlete ever in professional sports. And he looked up at the camera and says, I did my job. Like he held the batters down. He scored a run. It's like, I did my job. Don't ask me this question. Why are you asking me this? Out of all the people here, look at all these other guys in this locker room. You're asking me this question.
Well, why weren't you hitting and pitching? No, just kidding. I remember being here for like a couple of years and going to playoff games. And after a couple of years, I was like, we're gonna strike out. He's gonna strike out. It's gonna be the third out. Yeah, you were a child at that point.
I was born in '85. I was a child.
It was just so horrible to watch that.
Please and thank you.
Like I remember doing the chop. We're down a run or two, and then it's
racist.
Bases loaded. Ouch! Damn, that's salty on David.
It's funny.
Bases loaded, full count, and you're like, we're gonna strike out, and we do.
Yeah,
it's just,
and we do.
We need hitting.
Well, so I had my first trip to Truist.
Beautiful park, right?
It's great, but I want all 20 of those pennants from like the non-World Series ones that like we
they're in there. There's if you walk around the concourse, they've got like their little museum area where they put them. I agree, they need to be out there. I loved at Turner Field how they had all those like little flag pennants for every year with the division titles and the World Series. I loved all that kind of stuff. Why they did not make room for that out at Truist, I've got no idea. It's an absolute embarrassment.
It was great, and you take those same old things, the pennants that you have up there, and you move them over, and it's like an old school thing, and like let them rot and whatever. I don't know what they're made out of, but like it's cool to have like this old thing that means something for the program in general. I mean, in the 90s, we were a powerhouse. We won one, right? And that sucks. But like we were there for like what, 8?
Like 6 of them?
Stupid.
Six of them, or 5 or 6 World Series or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, man. And people get upset, right? People get upset with the Falcons, even with the Super Bowl. But like, we were number 2. I know that isn't great, but people are like, oh, the Falcons sucked that year. I'm like, no, we were number 2. We made it there. We barely lost because of whatever. God loves Tom Brady. That's it.
Tom Brady.
You're the first place loser.
That's fine. I love it. I want that. The fact that we made it there in the first place is incredible. Incredible.
If you ain't winning, you're losing.
No. If you ain't first, you're last.
All right, that's also true. All right. Tim needs more alcohol, and I'm gonna need some more to get through this this baseball game.
Yeah, I need
0 out, 6-2 State.
Pitching change.
Top of the
scored some. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, you missed that part.
Maybe.
I think we can head out to last call, right, guys?
Yeah.
All right,
let's do it.
Thanks for listening.
Find out what happens in this baseball game in last call.
Exactly.
I don't think we have a trial yet, but you were telling me, David, that trials exist now. Do we have a trial?
Oh, free trial, Patreon? State of Atlanta.
Yeah, could you do a trial?
We are going to be doing free trials of Patreon. You can sign up for 7 days free of charge and get all the benefits that you would have as a full Patreon member. And hopefully you forget hopefully you forget about it, and then we just get your money every single month. So, but no, honestly, like Ryan, like you said before, the best part is the group meet chat. We right before we came on here, we had a post from Matthew about barbecue, which I know it's not Georgia State, but it was awesome and it was great. And we're talking about how stupid gas grills are. So it's a lot of fun.
What? I missed that one because I love gas grills.
All right. Well, then you can go back and you can refute my statement, which is
in last call, we'll just argue about this. In last call, we'll
100%
talk about it.
correct. All right. Thanks for listening. We're going to go to last call. You can find it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It is free of charge, available on Fridays, unless you're a member, which you get it immediately. Starts as low as $3 a month. I think we only have like 2 spots left at $3 a month. Free trials. I'll set that up tomorrow. Free week on it. Discounts of merchandise, blah, blah, blah. Whatever we can do, whatever we can do to help you guys support us, we'll do it. And we're gonna finish watching this game over on last call. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Oh, strike.
Peace.
End broadcast.